Not only is Meghan's very personality so odious that her resume at the palace wouldn't even pass for a senior assistant to a junior groom. Then there's the pile of marginalized relatives who started showing up as soon as rumors surfaced that Meghan was dating a prince, but the Queen approved the marriage. That's why she did it after the death of Princess Diana. Her youngest son won the right to be called no other than the Queen's tears. It began when, as a teenager, he was caught smoking weed in the restroom of Buckingham Palace. As punishment, his father merely sent him to a drug treatment center for a day to be brainwashed. It did not help. The young prince became addicted to strong drinks. He liked to get intoxicated in nightclubs and stormy Kexawang adventures. Drinking, smoking marijuana, shooting naked. He cast a shadow not only on the palace, but in general on the whole contrite prince was turning into a pathetic spectacle. He was shamed. And the Queen, as a grandmother, was simply hurt. In his youth he fought with photographers. Now he is trying to sue newspapers. Not realizing that the press is not to blame for anything, the reason isn't himself. His behavior was appalling. Harry endlessly changed girlfriends. The newspapers wrote about it. And the whole country discussed the stormy romances of the red-haired prince. Among his mistresses were Emma Watson, heiress to the Greek throne Maria Olympia, granddaughter of billionaire Aristotle Onassis, Athena Onassis. The binge period ended when he drunkenly showed up to a costume party wearing a costume with Nazi symbols. The pictures hit the papers and there was a terrible international scandal. Especially everyone was offended by this idiotic forte, because the prince threw it on the eve of the 60th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. His grandmother decided to set his brains right and sent him to a war zone in Afghanistan. At the end of the day, Harry went to Las Vegas and got drunk as a cobbler again. During a walk with friends, they met girls and brought them to the hotel. Drank heavily and decided to play strip billiards. Harry turned out to be a worthless player. He stayed naked. The girlfriend took a photo and they were in the papers again. Even in the army, Harry managed to be a source of scandal. He called a fellow soldier a raghead. The fellow soldier was a Hindu. Such expressions of the prince could sow conflict on national grounds. In the army, Harry worked in advertising and enjoyed it immensely. He stated that he had more fun living in the army camp than under his grandmother's wing. In the camp, he smoked as much as he wanted, played games, and enjoyed life without constant supervision. Buckingham Palace sent film crews to shoot a beautiful picture of Harry running with a gun and jumping into a helicopter. In his memoirs, he wrote about destroying enemy soldiers. He didn't actually destroy anyone. The prince sat under round-the-clock guard to make sure something didn't happen to him. During the filming, he complained about the lack of a toilet in the military helicopter. A terrible scandal broke out when the newspapers published a picture of Harry kissing a fellow soldier. Now they say it was a dispute over a bottle of beer, but at the time everyone gasped Harry was bi. The Queen needed a doctor again. Back from the army, Harry meets Meghan Markle. The actress purposefully paved the way for him. She wanted to be a princess. The Queen approved the choice, which increased her rating in the eyes of her subjects. Everyone decided that she was now different, that the conclusions from the situations with Margaret and Charles were made. Newspapers ironized that Diana's youngest son was attracted to a marginal American because he himself is not royal blood. Two lonelinesses met, the son of a stable boy and the performer of small roles in cheap serials. With the Queen's blessing, the prince and Meghan married. And then she just took him by the scruff of the neck and took him to America. Why did the Queen agree to this marriage? 1. Ratings. She wanted to show that she had learned her lessons with Margaret and Prince Charles. Meghan was also divorced, moreover, even biracial. 2. Prince Harry had become the Queen's constant migraine. She was just tired of his antics and thought that by getting married he would settle down. Not at all. As a couple, they started a war against the family. Prince Philip used to beat his children. In his memoirs, Charles tells about it. He was jealous of his son to the throne. Charles was born a king, and his father will never be king. For this reason, the future king was physically harassed by his father. What other reasons did the Queen have? Write a comment.